Good morning, everybody. Not sure if anybody's looking on yet. Doing a morning cup live on Friday. Let me make sure everything is set up correctly. Hey, good morning, Precious for Life. Thank you for joining me for today, Friday, Morning Cup Live, May 4th. We made it to the weekend, y'all. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to let a few more people get in the room. Y'all, getting ready for work. I said, let me cut on the camera and let's talk to my peeps for a few minutes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Just putting my makeup on. Of course, y'all know I'm a Fit Me user. Good morning, Krista. Good morning. I know y'all, everybody probably getting ready for work. It's about 7 o'clock on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. And how's y'all's May going? How is y'all's May going so far? I'm so glad it's Friday, y'all. I got things to do this weekend too, but I might chill. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm catching everybody. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Sandra? Good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Just getting ready for this Friday morning. Hi, Zora. Good morning. Miss Lady Tasha. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all getting the kids ready or you getting yourself ready for work? What's going on, Deborah? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, y'all. I did want to come in this morning and just do a quick live just to say, hey, good morning, everybody. I want to thank y'all for supporting me and my family. I just love y'all. Good morning, Jessica. But of course, y'all know it's all about Kanye on the news. And I really don't want to beat that drum per se because he is trending. I do have young men in my family that do love and listen to Kanye. So I did want to speak on one aspect. I think Kanye, of course, his mouth can write a paycheck that his you know what can't cash sometimes. He's a great marketing genius. I mean, he wants to be relevant and people are talking about him, so that's what he does. Hey Sandra, love you too. Hey Capri, good morning. And like I said, my topic this morning is gonna be, who are you? Who are you? And what I mean by that is that I don't want to exhaust any time because, Kanye made a statement that slavery is a choice. Well, I happened to watch the video or the interview that he conducted with Charlemagne the God because I wanted to really get an understanding in context of what he was saying. Because a lot of times Kanye says stuff for shock value. He always does it around when it's time to promote his album. So he's part of the machine. I mean, I understand he talks about thinking and not being a slave to the world and all that kind of stuff. But he himself, you make a choice to be a part of that machine, Kanye. So let's not get it twisted. So just like us, we're on this platform. I have to promote myself. And then I ask and I solicit you all to help promote my channel as well. Let me turn this to make sure y'all can see me correctly. Sorry if this camera's bouncing back and forth, but I just want to make sure y'all can see me. And I'm gonna just be putting my face on y'all while we're talking here. Um, And I solicit y'all to help, put me out there and put people up on my channel, and hopefully, because you all like my channel, others will too. And that's how we grow. That's how this machine works. So, Kanya, you can't get on here on one end and say, be a free thinker, um, but yet you choose sides. I mean, to me, free thinkers, or people in general, we can agree to disagree. We're standing neutral. Sometimes we can be conservative, sometimes we can be liberal, and we all have different viewpoints. Um, but you can't, say, okay, slavery was a choice, and then not put that in context, and then when the backlash comes, you begin to say, oh, this is what happens when you try to be a free thinker, blah blah blah. No, when you have a responsibility, you have children now. So what you have to be responsible for the things that come out of your mouth. You might have meant, it's a choice to be enslaved by your psychological thinking. That's if that's the context in which you meant it. That's it. That's the context in which you should have said. Because see, now you've got people in the uproar, looking at you twisted, looking at you to the left, thinking, "What do you mean slavery was a choice?" So we all, people just decided to jump on the boat. Hey, good morning, Jenny. So they just decided to be kidnapped and be, put on a boat and come on now. So I'm not even gonna beat that drum, because those who have learned and studied history, we know that that's not the case. I mean, for you to say, oh, people chose to live and not die because they had a choice, to not be a slave and just, I guess, off themselves or kill themselves so they wouldn't be in bondage. I mean, come on now. We're not even gonna go there. So I don't want to beat that drum. But again, I'm going to leave the link to the video if anyone cares to look at it. It was about a close to 2 hour interview, but that he did. But I got to thinking about that thing. Like I said, some things are just so obvious. He was just sincerely ignorant in his comment. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm just telling you like it is, because if you've studied, and those who know better will do better. So he's still dealing with some things, and he's rightfully admitted that he's had a mental breakdown ever since that Taylor Swift thing. Things just got out of hand for him mentally, and he was very open that he was trying to be relevant and make himself relevant when he shouldn't have been, because he is who he is. So again, we all have a platform, and we all have to promote ourselves, because nobody else is going to. If nobody else is going to promote you, you should be promoting yourself. So that's why I come. Like I said, I get it. I'm part of a platform where you do have to do a little bit of my, hey, y'all, subscribe to my channel, tell people about, and you have to continuously do that, even though you may have millions of subscribers. And some people will get to the point where they feel like they don't have to do that because they have arrived. But me, I'm never going to arrive anywhere, because I'm always going to be a student of life. I'm always going to be a student of life. So for him to make that statement, we know, okay, so I'm moving on past that because I know better. But what I did want to tap into is the part of the interview that he talked about where whenever uh, his album El Pablo, I can't remember what name his album was, had come out, and all these other artists was getting more radio play and getting more spins on the radio and promotions and all that. So, that's when he did his little, whining and complaining and all that. And so, I thought about that. I said, that goes back to knowing where you are. And so that's why I did that video, and I asked my mom and Miss Barbara, as I'm entering into my 50s, um, who are you? And I think that's very important. A lot of times we need to really ask ourselves, okay, who are you? What are you? What do you want to become? What do you want to be? And I think what happens is we look for outward appreciation. We look for outward applause. And that's good and that's healthy. But to the core of us, who are you? And what do you want to be? What's the fabric of who Tonya is? What's her What makes her yin and yang? What makes her shake and move? What makes her be who she is? What's the fluidity of Tonya? And I think when I was sitting there listening to him, I said, "Oh my God, self-validation is wonderful, but there are some people who perceive who he says that you are. Oh, sure, sure. We're in this fleshly flesh, and we need gratification. Well, there's no hear me, people, that you have a relationship with God, because even with me, sometimes I'll get it. Sometimes folks will come for me, and I'll, I might, or I might respond. But being on social platforms, if you don't ground yourself, hear what I'm saying. If you don't ground yourself and take time and close yourself off with the Lord and let Him shower you with His love, and He get in your ear and let you know who you are and who you are to Him. If you don't tap into that, oh yeah, I can see how there's a bunch of Kanye's of the world where they're constantly trying to validate who they are. Hey, Osha. Hey, Miss Raleigh. Good morning. You're constantly going to be trying to prove to people who you are. And it's going to cause you to get into horrible arguments, horrible fights. Now, what he did, talking about Kanye, what he said, again, shock value. It can play to the good or play to the left. Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Suzanne. Hey, Suzanne, what's up, girl? You know what I'm doing, honey. You know I'm getting ready for work. Um, but at the same time, let me tell you something. That can backfire. Because, see, you saying all this stuff that's supposed to be of shock value, and you want to pump your sales up for your records. That mess can backfire you because, again, people's children listen to you. And you can't be giving mixed messages and making comments out of context. We don't know the operation of your mind. We don't know the operation of people's minds. So when you say something, when you make a comment on a certain platform, you better know what you're saying. Because if you don't, you're gonna lead a whole bunch of people. You're gonna lead them astray, and then the damage is gonna be done because all they're gonna grasp is that part that what you said, and then everything will be, oh, they're just against him. No, we're not against him. You just got to be careful with what comes out of your mouth. That tongue is hard to tame, and so again, going back to what I wanted to tap into this morning, knowing who you are, knowing who you are. And if you're constantly looking for others to self-validate you, in other words, the only way you're going to be function, the only way you're going to be at peace, it says Suzanne, Kanye's crazy girl, LOL, love you, have a good day. You too, Suzanne, love you too, girl. And so for him, and that's all I wanted to say this morning, is that outside of all this media stuff with Kanye, there's a lot of them. Like, there's a lot of people that have that same thought. Oh yes, Suzanne, happy Friday, TGIF. You know. Um, the thing of it is, you better know who you are, because if you're always constantly looking for validation from others, honey, you're gonna be like a spinning top. And guess what? You keep spinning, you're going to wind up neck deep in the ground. So, like I said, I just thought it important to come on this morning real quick and talk about, because like I'm telling you now, there's some folks mad with that Joker. And like I said, I love Kanye. Look, he's just like any other artist. He has his freedom of what he wants to state, freedom of his opinion, freedom of his thoughts. But again, you have to be responsible for what you say, thinking and saying, especially with the huge platform he has, especially with all those children who follow him. Hey, Angela, good morning. All those people who follow him and all those kids who look up to Kanye, you can't come out here out your mouth and say, you know, I don't, you shouldn't read. I don't like reading. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's part of what these children are graded on the integrate testing around the nation. You can't. That's part of one of the the things that children are tested on. And you have to not you can't just be irresponsible. But again, that's where parents come in, and the parents got to jump right in there. Isn't that the truth about when you go to church? When you go to church and get that word, the word tells you the devil comes quickly to take that word from you. What you just heard, the lesson you just learned from that Bible or that scripture, it says that devil comes quick to steal that word. And it's the same way when your children, this is these type of situations are good to sit your children down and say, okay, now I know you like Kanye, I know you like his music, but guess what? Uh, yeah, you will be reading because that's part of your curriculum. That's part of what you need to know how to do. When you get older, you better know how to read those fine prints of contracts because if you don't, you're gonna be in trouble, ma'am or sir. So yeah, you have to go back quickly and correct your children from whenever celebrities, whether it's and ain't a celebrity, I'm just saying, even if you feel like I've said something wrong and your children watch me, yeah, you need to be quickly to correct them. Don't just let that stuff stay out there and percolate in their brains. And they think, well, we don't got to read because Kanye say not to read. No, 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 no. No. But anyway, I did want to just come on and just tap into that. Please know who you are. Hey, Sandra. It says in life, you really have to think real hard before you speak from your tongue. The tongue is a powerful. It sure is. Let me tell you something. That tongue, whoo. Because once you put it out there, sometimes it's hard to retract what you say, especially if it was extremely offensive. But like I said, for Kanye, this could really backfire. The way people are boycotting now, please, you run a serious risk making comments like that and then not putting them in context. Lady T, did you watch his full interview with Charlamagne? Yes, that's what I said in the beginning. And that's why I said I didn't want to beat the drum on what he said because when you watch the interview, there's some context there in why he said what he said. In the context in what he was saying, he was talking more of a psychological enslavement versus, folks from Africa or wherever else around the world that were enslaved. We understand that. So I think that's what I'm speaking on. It's dangerous for him not to, when he makes comments like that, he has to put that kind of stuff in context on those bigger platforms as well, like the TMZs and all them. Because again, they're gonna literally take what you said at face value, but we don't know the operation of Kanye's mind and what he meant. So that's why it's important he actually say and put what he says into context. And so yes, absolutely, Kanye has always said stuff that brings shock value. But this particular thing that he said was totally he meant a different thing, but it came out of his mouth a different way. So that's what I'm saying. And he's talented in his own right, but he has children now. He really has to watch what he says and how he says it. Interpretation is everything. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. Interpretation is everything, but like you said, the young ones are watching. Have to be careful with the delivery. Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. You have to be careful with the delivery of what you say. And like I said, watching that interview with him and Charlamagne, like I said, we all know that he had a mental breakdown, and he admitted and confessed to that he was trying to figure out why come his stuff won't do it as well as this and that and these other people, and he was seeking validation when he really didn't need. Because once people know who you are, just perfect it. Just perfect it. And when you are yourself, that's why when I come on here, I'm myself. I'm not gonna get on here and put on an air, um, you know, and then can't keep it up. Oh no, And that's why I tell people who want to start a YouTube channel, know who you are. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by other people and motivated by other people. And you might say, oh, you know what? What she talked about, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that in my rotation. I'm gonna put that in my life. I'm gonna put that in what I do every day because that makes sense. and then you follow that part of someone's daily regimen. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Um, but if you get on here or get out there, hey Mona, good morning, good to see you. Um, but when you get on here and we just gonna do simple, plain, everyday, my pink look, cause we're doing gray shirt and some blue jeans, y'all. That's it. That's all we're doing today. Um, but if you get on here and try to be somebody that you're not, oh, people are gonna call you. People are gonna let you know real quick. Yeah. So like I said, the important thing is knowing who you are. There's nothing more than the biggest form of flattery is imitation, and there's nothing wrong with imitating people in certain aspects. But if you're gonna try to be somebody totally that you're not, no, you can't do that. You need to know who you are. That's why sometimes it's important to try new things. Get out there and try new things. You never know if you're gonna like something, you know. But y'all can forget it with me now. I'm still got my bug phobia. So there's certain things I'm just not gonna do. But yeah, knowing who you are. And I just felt not necessarily bad for Kanye, but I thought, oh my God, when he finally just came out and he sat down one-on-one with Charlemagne. And the thing of it is, he recognized that he has issues. He does recognize that. I mean, he's not just so out there. And he had to work toward coming back to center. But again, I think that what really bothers me about what he's saying about being psychologically enslaved, and I understand that's the business he's in. But again, put it in context, Kanye, put it in context, because you too uh, do things and make shocking statements so it draws traffic to your brand. I mean, come on now. And a lot of people do that. Uh, you know, and I look at it like this, we know that negativity and all that sells better than positivity, but sometimes we have to try to make a turn and try to make a change. I might get on here every once in a blue moon and talk about some controversial stuff, or I might open up my life a little bit like I did with that neighbor. Yeah, I was upset. Shoot, that woman, I was having to sleep on my couch because she had some. It's one thing when you have uh issues and problems money wise, but why are you wreaking havoc on everybody else around you? That's my thing. We all can follow hard times, but how does that translate into you carrying on acting a fool, causing all kinds of riffraff? That don't translate to me. But anyway, we ain't gonna go there. The Lord is blessed and delivered. But all I'm just saying is that you got to know who you are. You really truly do. And when you act out, then you have to look within and say, wait a minute, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me stop. Let me take a breather. Let me get in my secret closet and figure out why I'm carrying on the way I'm carrying on, because it's really not necessary. And if you got something mental going on, then yeah, you need to seek help. I'm not making fun of that. There are people who truly have some mental issues and they need to go. It's 4:35 a.m. here. Hey, OG, Mr. Molina, I mean. Good morning. Thanks for being up and hanging out with me. But but anyway, I just thought it was important to talk about that because a lot of people we'll walk around here and we'll get ourselves stressed up. We're trying to keep up with Kathy and Susan and Veronica and Tammy, and we trying to keep up with all them, and we haven't even tapped into who we are. And then we get our mind all jacked up and jumbled up, and we haven't even looked at what makes Tonya happy, what makes Jennifer happy, what makes Todd happy. We really truly have to tap into what makes us happy, and it doesn't. I'm not hurting anyone else. I'm not infringing on somebody else's space, a lifestyle. And you find out who you are, what you like. I'm going to tell you, some of the times, spending some time right by yourself, taking yourself out to dinner, you know, knowing how to keep yourself company. It's a beautiful thing, I'm telling you. I know we as human beings, we like to be entertained in all things. I don't care if it was doing idle time. We want to be entertained. But sometimes you have to sometimes shut it down, close yourself in, and find out who you are and find out what you like. And again, inspiration is beautiful. But honey, when it comes down to it, when the rubber meet the road, you better know who you are. Find out who you are. Because honey, you can chase other people's dreams and wind up in a nightmare. You better create your own dreams. Yeah, y'all, I got whiskers. But anyway, I didn't want too much of nothing this morning. I just wanted to jump in and do some lives for a video day in May. I'm trying to think, what am I going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm getting up, going to the gym. I'm going to start off going to the gym. A friend of mine, I might be going to a play with Miss Barbara. We've got a friend of ours. She does plays locally in our community. So it's called Straight from the Womb. Straight from the Womb. So I may go to that on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday dinner. So if I decide to flip the camera on, of course I'm going to take y'all with. But anyway, let me finish getting ready for work. Again, let's keep people lifted up in prayer. Hey Emily, hey Tonya, getting ready for work too. TGIF. Hope you have a blessed day too. Um, I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Uh, Again, I did a video for Rochelle Rice giveaway, music giveaway. That closes on May 17th at midnight. So y'all, jazz enthusiasts, please enter that in. I got stuff for 2 people can win. And anyway, we're going to keep people in prayer. I know Fit Angie, her mother-in-law, we're going to keep her in prayer. Um, her mother-in-law is having some serious health issues. Cinco de Mayo this weekend. That's right. That's right. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Hey, AJ. Good morning. But anyway, I didn't want much nothing. I just wanted to say hey to my family. I love y'all so much. Look, what? We're doing it, y'all. We're at 5,000 subscribers. We are doing it, and doing it well. Yes, Sandra, you have a blessed day. Capri Benitez, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You have an awesome weekend. And I'm sure in most communities, they've got some cultural things going on in the Hispanic community because that's really big and really popular, the Cinco de Mayo. So y'all get out in your local community and celebrate culture. I mean, I'm telling you, I love culture. Celebrate it, love it. Um, but anyway, other than that, y'all just stay tuned. Of course, hop over there on the flavor train and check your girl out over there. And that's it, and that's all. Anyway, y'all have an awesome Friday, awesome weekend. And again, if I decide to do it, I'm gonna take y'all with. You know how we roll, you know how we do. Anyway, I love you. God bless, and may the peace of the Lord be with you. Y'all have an awesome, awesome weekend. Bye.